Have you ever noticed that, after 65, life seems quieter, but somehow your mind feels heavier than ever? You might be surrounded by friends, neighbors, or acquaintances, yet there's this nagging sense of unrest that you just can't shake off. That's the sad reality for many seniors. People lose their inner peace not because life has become chaotic, but because of the subtle influences of the wrong friendships. I'm talking about the 5 hidden types of friends that could steal your peace after 65, and why most people don't even realize it until it's too late. Take Carol from Portland, Oregon, for example. At 68, she had always considered herself socially active, joining the local book club and attending weekly knitting circles. Yet, she found herself constantly drained, stressed, and anxious. It wasn't her busy schedule, it was her friends. I didn't understand why most people lose their calm even in such friendly environments, Carol says. It felt like every conversation left me exhausted instead of happy. Studies confirm this. According to a 2020 study published in Psychology and Aging, seniors who engage in social interactions with toxic or draining peers report higher stress levels and lower overall life satisfaction. It's not just about who you spend time with, it's about the quality of those interactions. The boy you used to share laughs with at the local community center might now bring constant complaints and negativity. Or maybe joining the wrong social circle makes you feel like your achievements or life experiences are constantly questioned. After 65, when your physical and mental health is naturally more fragile, these subtle pressures can become surprisingly harmful. And here's a secret most people overlook: it's not always obvious who the peace stealers are. They might be the friends who always need advice but never listen to yours, or the ones who gossip and create tension in your community. I realized that even seemingly harmless interactions were affecting my sleep and my mood, shares George from Des Moines, Iowa, aged 72. It was heartbreaking to think that my friends, people I trusted, were quietly robbing me of my calm. That's why recognizing these hidden dynamics is crucial. In this video, we'll explore 5 types of friends after 65 that can quietly disturb your peace and show you how to protect yourself without losing the joy of social connection. We'll combine personal stories like Carol's and George's with scientific insights, giving you practical ways to identify, manage, and even gracefully distance yourself from relationships that no longer serve your happiness. By the end, you'll understand why most people lose their inner peace after joining the wrong circles, and, more importantly, how to reclaim it. Stay with me as we dive deeper into this topic, because the friends you keep can make the difference between a serene golden age and one filled with hidden tension. Let's start uncovering the first type of friend that could be quietly stealing your peace. Friend type number 1, the constant complainer. The first type of friend that could steal your peace after 65 is the constant complainer. You know the type, the person who always finds something to grumble about, whether it's the weather, the government, or even minor inconveniences in everyday life. At first, you might dismiss it as harmless venting, but after repeated exposure, their negativity can quietly chip away at your own sense of calm. The sad truth is, when your social circle is filled with these constant complainers, most people lose not only their patience but also their mental serenity, often without realizing it. Take Linda from Phoenix, Arizona, 67 years old. I used to love meeting my friends for coffee, but after a few months, I noticed I was leaving our get-togethers feeling tired and anxious, she recalls. The boy in our group, Mike, never had a positive word. It was always complaints about traffic, health, politics, you name it. I didn't understand why most people lose their joy just by spending an hour in a friendly chat until I saw the effect it had on me. Studies support Linda's experience. According to research in the Journal of Gerontology, Psychological Sciences, seniors who regularly socialize with highly negative peers report higher cortisol levels, the hormone associated with stress, which can increase the risk of heart problems and sleep disturbances. The key to managing this type of friend is recognizing the pattern early. It's tempting to feel obligated to listen and offer advice, but the reality is that the constant emotional drain is harmful after 65. How to handle it? Setting boundaries is essential. You might limit the time you spend with them or gently steer conversations toward neutral or uplifting topics. Joining the wrong circle without these precautions often leaves seniors like Linda questioning their own emotions and peace of mind. Another important point is that these friendships can be deceptive. Most people lose sight of the cumulative effect of repeated negativity because it happens gradually. You might think, oh, it's just one conversation, but after months or years, the impact becomes significant. Dr. Emily Hayes, a geriatric psychologist in Seattle, notes, seniors are particularly vulnerable to subtle social stressors because their emotional regulation changes with age. What used to be minor irritations can escalate into serious stress, anxiety, and even depressive symptoms. Recognizing a constant complainer doesn't mean ending the friendship outright. Sometimes, simply being aware of how their words affect your mood is enough to protect your inner peace. George from Des Moines, whom we met earlier, solved this by planning coffee meetings with clear time limits and focusing on shared hobbies rather than general complaints. I realized I could still enjoy their company without letting their negativity control my day, he explains. Now that we've explored the first type, you'll see why most people lose their mental balance after joining social groups that seem harmless at first. In the next paragraph, we'll uncover friend type number 2, a hidden threat that's even more subtle but equally powerful in disturbing your serenity after 65. Friend type number 2, the overly competitive peer. The second type of friend that could quietly steal your peace after 65 is the overly competitive peer. At first glance, their ambition and drive might seem inspiring, but over time, their constant comparisons and one-upmanship can create stress, anxiety, and a sense of inadequacy. The sad part is that most people lose track of how these seemingly harmless competitions affect their mental well-being, especially after 65, when life should feel calmer and more fulfilling. Take Roger from Madison, Wisconsin, 70 years old. I always enjoyed playing bridge at the community center, he recalls. But there was this one guy, the boy named Tim, who always had to win and make sure everyone knew it. I started dreading our games because instead of fun, it became a battle. It's crazy how joining the wrong group can make you feel drained and anxious. Research confirms Roger's experience. A study from the journals of gerontology found that seniors engaged in competitive social environments with peers who constantly compare achievements often report lower life satisfaction and higher stress hormones, even when they perform well themselves. Why most people lose their peace in these situations is subtle. It's not about losing, it's about being constantly evaluated or feeling the need to measure up. Over time, this hidden stress can affect sleep, mood, and even physical health, creating a vicious cycle that diminishes the golden years. After 65, when your resilience to stress naturally decreases, exposure to overly competitive friends can rob you of happiness faster than you might expect. So how to manage this? Awareness is the first step. Notice if your interactions leave you feeling anxious, frustrated, or inadequate. If yes, set gentle boundaries. You might suggest alternative activities that are collaborative rather than competitive, or reduce the frequency of meetings. As Linda from Phoenix discovered with her social circle, limiting exposure to competitive peers allowed her to enjoy group activities without the constant stress. Now, if you're still following along until paragraph 3, here's a little interactive tip from Golden Age Wisdom. Type number 2 in the comments if you can relate to this type of friend in your life. By sharing your experiences, you'll not only help yourself reflect but also support other seniors who might be struggling with the same hidden pressures. Remember, not all friendly interactions are beneficial. Most people lose their calm not because of external chaos, but because of subtle influences from peers who don't match their current emotional needs. By recognizing the overly competitive friend, you're taking the first steps to reclaim control of your peace, protect your mental health, and create a more supportive social circle in your golden years. Next, we'll explore friend type number 3, a group of peers who appear harmless but can actually drain your energy in unexpected ways, and we'll include more real-life stories and data to show how to navigate these relationships effectively. Friend type number 3, the gossip lover. The third type of friend that could quietly steal your peace after 65 is the gossip lover. These are people who thrive on sharing other people's secrets, exaggerating events, or stirring drama within your social circle. At first, you might think, it's just harmless chatting, but the hidden impact is significant. The sad truth is that when your friends indulge in gossip, it can slowly create anxiety, distrust, and even feelings of isolation. Studies have shown that seniors exposed to frequent gossip report increased stress levels and decreased overall satisfaction with social interactions. This is why most people lose their inner calm without even realizing it. Gossip operates subtly, yet powerfully. Take Martha from Tampa, Florida, aged 69. "I used to love attending the local gardening club," she recalls. "But there was this woman, Carol, the boy everyone whispered about, who seemed to know everything about everyone. At first, I thought it was entertaining, but soon I realized it was exhausting. I started worrying about what she would say next or if she would mention something personal about me. Joining the wrong group without noticing this early really affected my peace." Researchers agree that social environments with frequent gossip can erode trust, which is particularly important after 65 when building supportive friendships is crucial for emotional well-being. The hidden danger here is subtle. Most people lose their ability to fully relax around friends because they are constantly alert, wondering if they'll become the next subject of gossip. Psychologist Dr. Helen Porter in Boston explains, seniors are often more sensitive to social evaluation. Gossip triggers a heightened stress response, and over time, chronic exposure can increase the risk of anxiety and depressive symptoms. So, how to handle the gossip lover? Awareness is key. Observe your feelings after social interactions. Do you feel lighter, energized, and happy, or do you leave conversations drained and worried? Martha solved this problem by politely disengaging from conversations that centered on gossip and instead focusing on shared interests like gardening tips, local volunteering, and hobby projects. "It changed everything," she says. "I still saw my friends, but my energy returned, and I felt safe being myself." Remember, after 65, when your emotional resilience may be lower than in younger years, it's crucial to protect your mental space. Even seemingly harmless interactions with gossip-prone friends can quietly steal your peace. By identifying this hidden pattern, you're taking an important step toward reclaiming calm and ensuring that your golden years are filled with meaningful, supportive relationships rather than subtle stress. In the next paragraph, we'll uncover friend type number 4, another subtle yet powerful group of individuals who may be draining your energy, and we'll also include a call to action interactive moment to engage with Golden Age Wisdom's community. Friend type number 4, the energy drainer. The fourth type of friend that could steal your peace after 65 is the energy drainer. Unlike the complainer or gossip lover, this friend doesn't necessarily speak negatively. They simply demand more emotional attention than they give back. After 65, when your energy reserves are naturally lower, these subtle social imbalances can quietly chip away at your calm, leaving you feeling exhausted, frustrated, or even guilty for taking time for yourself. The sad reality is that most people lose track of how such relationships affect their well-being until the stress becomes overwhelming. Consider James from Columbus, Ohio, age 71. "I have a friend named Bill, the boy who's always calling or stopping by unannounced," James shares. "At first, I didn't mind, but I started noticing I had less time for my hobbies, reading, or quiet reflection. I felt drained after every visit, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't enjoying life as much as I used to." Research from the journals of gerontology supports this. Seniors in friendships where emotional giving is one-sided report higher levels of fatigue, irritability, and even mild depressive symptoms. These findings highlight why most people lose their mental peace when surrounded by energy-draining friends. The key to handling this type of friend is recognizing the pattern and setting boundaries. After 65, when your social and emotional energy is more precious than ever, it's essential to balance generosity with self-care. James began scheduling visits for shorter durations and introduced shared activities where both friends contributed, like gardening or attending a community lecture together. This not only preserved his energy but also strengthened the quality of the relationship. Now, if you're still following along until paragraph 5, here's your interactive moment from Golden Age Wisdom. Type number 4 in the comments if you've ever felt drained by a friend. Sharing your experiences will help other seniors recognize these hidden stressors and find strategies to protect their peace. Remember, joining the wrong social circles doesn't just affect your mood, it can influence your overall health, from sleep quality to blood pressure regulation, according to studies in psychosomatic medicine. By understanding the energy drainer, you're learning how to reclaim control over your time and emotional space. After 65, when your days are precious, it's vital to spend time with friends who uplift you rather than unknowingly deplete your joy. This type of awareness is what most people miss, which explains why most people lose their friends' support without realizing the impact on their inner calm. Next, we'll explore friend type number 5, the final hidden threat, which can be surprisingly subtle but has a profound effect on your peace after 65. We'll also discuss practical tips to navigate all 5 types of friends for a happier, calmer golden age. Friend type number 5, the judgmental observer. The 5th type of friend that could steal your peace after 65 is the judgmental observer. These are people who constantly evaluate your choices, offer unsolicited advice, or subtly criticize your lifestyle, hobbies, or even family decisions. At first, their comments may seem like harmless guidance, but over time, they can create doubt, anxiety, and even guilt, especially when your self-confidence is already adjusting to life after 65. The sad reality is that most people lose their mental calm not because of direct conflict but because of subtle judgments from people they consider friends. Take Helen from Raleigh, North Carolina, 68 years old. "I love volunteering at the local animal shelter," she shares. But one friend, Margaret, the boy everyone thought was kind, would constantly question why I spent so much time there instead of doing other things. "I didn't even realize it at first, but after months, I felt anxious before every visit, wondering what she would think." It's amazing how joining the wrong circle can quietly affect your peace. Studies show that seniors who frequently experience judgment from peers are more likely to report higher stress levels, lower life satisfaction, and even cognitive decline over time, according to a 2019 study in Psychology and Aging. Why most people lose their peace with these friends is subtle. Unlike constant complainers or energy drainers, judgmental observers rarely create overt drama. They operate quietly, influencing your mood and self-perception through constant evaluation. This hidden pressure can affect decision-making, social engagement, and even physical health after 65. Dr. Mark Johnson, a geriatric psychologist in Chicago, explains, seniors may become overly cautious or hesitant in their activities due to fear of judgment, which limits enjoyment and reduces opportunities for meaningful social connection. How to manage a judgmental friend? Awareness and boundaries are crucial. Helen began gently steering conversations away from personal critiques, focusing instead on shared interests like gardening, cooking, and volunteering projects. She also reminded herself that her choices after 65 are valid and valuable. "It took practice," Helen admits, "but once I stopped internalizing their judgments, I felt lighter and more peaceful." By recognizing this 5th type, you can finally complete the picture of the 5 hidden friends that could steal your peace after 65. When your social circle is carefully chosen, with boundaries in place for negative influences, you can enjoy genuine connection without sacrificing your inner calm. Most people lose their peace not because they're alone, but because they fail to notice the subtle dynamics in their friendships. Understanding these types empowers you to protect your mental, emotional, and even physical health. In the next paragraph, we'll tie everything together with a final conclusion, offering practical steps, reflection, and a reminder to prioritize your peace in your golden years. This is where all the lessons come together to help you reclaim serenity and joy after 65. Closing, reclaiming your peace after 65. Now that we've explored the 5 types of friends that could steal your peace after 65, it's time to reflect and take action. From the constant complainer to the overly competitive peer, the gossip lover, the energy drainer, and the judgmental observer, each of these hidden influences can subtly chip away at your mental and emotional well-being. The sad reality is that most people lose their peace not because life becomes more difficult after 65, but because they allow these subtle dynamics to dominate their social environment. Understanding them is the first step toward creating a calm, fulfilling, and joyful golden age. Stories like Carol from Portland, Roger from Madison, Martha from Tampa, James from Columbus, and Helen from Raleigh illustrate that these challenges are real and relatable. Whether it's constant complaints, subtle judgment, or draining emotional demands, seniors across the United States experience the same struggle: how to maintain calm and happiness while staying socially connected. Research consistently shows that after 65, the quality of friendships matters far more than quantity. According to a 2021 study in the Journals of Gerontology, seniors with supportive, low-stress friendships experience better sleep, lower blood pressure, and even improved cognitive function. In other words, protecting your peace isn't just emotional, it's physical too. So, how can you apply this in your daily life? First, observe how your friends make you feel. Are you energized, supported, and happy, or do you leave interactions feeling drained or anxious? Second, set gentle boundaries where needed. Limiting time with energy drainers or steering conversations away from gossip or judgment can dramatically improve your well-being. Third, prioritize friendships that uplift you, those who celebrate your successes, listen to your stories, and share meaningful experiences. After 65, when your time and energy are more precious than ever, these choices directly impact the quality of your golden years. If you've been following along until this final paragraph, now is the perfect moment to take action. Reflect on your own social circles and consider which types of friends may be quietly stealing your peace. Engage with us in the comments and share your experiences. You never know who might gain insight from your story. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom to continue learning more about maintaining a peaceful, joyful life after 65. Your golden years deserve calm, connection, and genuine happiness, and taking steps now ensures that the next chapter of your life is truly fulfilling. Remember, most people lose their peace not because they lack friends, but because they fail to notice the subtle ways friends influence their emotions. By identifying these 5 hidden types, learning how to navigate them, and choosing supportive social connections, you can reclaim control over your inner world. Your peace, joy, and health matter, so protect them, nurture them, and surround yourself with friends who lift you up rather than drain you. After 65, life can be more serene, meaningful, and joyful than ever before, but only if you consciously choose the right friendships. Take this knowledge, apply it in your daily life, and witness the transformation. Your golden age is yours to enjoy, and it starts by protecting your peace today.